Pokemon Legends Z-A isn't just the next big Pokemon game, this is the return to Kalos after over a decade, the rebirth of Mega Evolution, and one of the boldest reinventions that the series has seen since it first went open world. Set entirely in Lumiose City, this game reimagines what Pokemon can be. Real-time combat, a dense vertical world, and a story that ties directly back to one of the most mysterious figures in Pokemon history, and that is AZ. Game Freak says this is their most ambitious project yet, and with new Mega Forms, modernized battles, and a city built around human-Pokemon coexistence, it's shaping up to be the franchise's biggest leap forward in years. But the overall question is, can it really live up to the hype? Well, today, let's take a look at everything we know so far. And so starting with the basics, the release. Pokemon Legends Z-A launches on October 16th worldwide, and it's coming to both the Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2. The main difference between versions comes down to performance. On the Switch 2, expect smoother frame rate, sharper visuals, and faster load times. The base Switch version has the same content, just running at a slightly lower fidelity. Game Freak also confirmed that players who buy the base version can upgrade to the enhanced one later, so you're not missing out if you don't have the newer console yet. And pre-orders went live back in June, and the bonuses vary by region. Japan's getting an exclusive pin set, while in North America, you'll get early Mega Stones and in-game outfits. And here's a cool detail. Game Freak's already announced a post-launch DLC called the Mega Dimension Expansion, which will expand Lumiose City and add new Mega Forms. And so the fact that they've locked that in before a release tells you that they're confident in what they've built. And now that we've got the release details down, let's talk about why this game feels like such a big step forward. And so Z-A isn't a remake and it's not a spin-off. It's a full evolution of what Game Freak started with Legends Arceus. That game broke the mold, swapping out traditional routes for open zones and turn-based menus for a more real-time system. Z-A builds on that foundation, but modernizes it completely. Instead of going backwards in time, this one's set in the present day, bringing Pokemon into a modern living world. And so everything here centers on one big theme: coexistence between humans and Pokemon. Lumiose City is being rebuilt from the ground up around that idea. Technology and nature blending together in ways that we haven't seen the series before. It's a great setup on its own, but what really makes it interesting is the tension underneath it all. Because the energy driving all this progress, Mega Energy, is also tearing the city apart. And that brings us to the setting itself. This time around, the entire game takes place inside Lumiose City, the same central hub from Pokemon X and Y, but completely transformed. A company called Quasartico Inc. is leading a massive urban renewal project designed to turn Lumiose into a model city for the future, one where Pokemon and people live in harmony. They're creating new biomes inside the city called Wild Zones, mixing greenery and nature with the dense city streets. It's a beautiful idea, but it's also unstable. The same Mega Energy that powers the city is starting to cause problems. Pokemon are mega evolving uncontrollably, threatening to destroy everything that Quasartico's building. And right in the middle of it all is AZ, the immortal figure from Pokemon X and Y, now running Hotel Z, which acts as your main base of operations. And it's the perfect setup for a mystery, and that is where the story kicks in. You start off as a new arrival in Lumiose, joining the Z-A program, a trainer initiative that ranks participants from rank Z up to rank A. As you climb, you'll unlock new areas, new challenges, and new story chapters tied to the city's reconstruction. Throughout your journey, you'll cross paths with the Quasartico's leadership, including Jet, the company's ambitious CEO, and his assistant, Vinny, who's got her own secrets. And of course, AZ, whose regrets and past actions may hold the key to what's happening now. And at its core, this story is about balance between ambition and restraint, progress and consequence. And with Pokemon Mega evolving on their own, that balance is about to break. And it's easily one of the most intriguing setups that Pokemon has had in years. And before you dive into that, you'll make one of the most important choices in any Pokemon game, your starter. This time, your starter options are a little unexpected: Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig. That's 2 from Gold and Silver and 1 from Black and White. No Kalos starters at all. And at first, it seems random, but there's actually a smart reason behind it. None of these Pokemon have had Mega Evolutions before, and Z-A could finally give them that chance. Kalos introduced Mega Evolution in the first place, so giving older starters new forms in its return makes perfect sense. And if Legends Arceus was any indication, these final evolutions could even have new designs, the Lumiose forms, that reflect the city's futuristic urban vibe. And so once you've got a starter, the real adventure begins, and that is where Z-A's gameplay starts to shine. So if you played Legends Arceus, you'll feel right at home, but ZA pushes it even further. Battles are fully integrated into the world. You can move around freely, dodge attacks, and position your Pokemon in real time. Moves have ranges, delays, and impact zones, which adds a tactical layer that we've never seen before. And as you fight, you'll build a Mega Energy meter. When it's full, your Pokemon can Mega Evolve temporarily, transforming mid-battle with boosted stats and new effects. It's fast, fluid, and way more active than the old turn-based style. And exploration is just as dynamic. Lumiose is broken into open districts, each with different types of Pokemon. You can sneak through alleys, explore rooftops, or head underground into maintenance tunnels. Some Pokemon will flee when they see you, others will attack outright. And so it's a world that feels alive, and that goes double when night falls. And so when the sun goes down, Lumiose becomes a completely different experience. That is when the Z-A Royale begins, a citywide nightly competition where trainers face off across various districts for rank points and rewards. You can challenge other trainers, defend your area, or even deal with wild Mega Pokemon that appeared during these events. Winning raises your ZA rank, unlocking more areas and benefits. Losing sets you back, forcing you to climb yet again. And it's an awesome addition, one that makes the city feel like it's always moving, even when you're not in a story mission. And that competitive edge ties directly into the next big feature. After almost a decade away, Mega Evolution is finally back, and it's not just a throwback mechanic. In ZA, it's tied directly into the new combat flow. The more you battle, the more Mega Energy that you generate. Once your meter's full, you can Mega Evolve mid-fight, no keystones, no menus, just pure momentum. It's temporary though, your Mega Form fades if you stop attacking or lose focus, so staying aggressive matters. And so far, we've seen returning favorites like Mega Charizard, Mega Greninja, and even a terrifying new Mega Victory Bell. But the big reveal came with the DLC announcement, Mega Raichu X and Y, the first Pokemon ever with 2 different Mega forms. And it's clear that Game Freak isn't just bringing the feature back, they're evolving it. And that's not the only post-launch addition that they have planned. The Mega Dimension expansion is the first big DLC, and it's set after the events of the main game. It adds new zones, new megaforms, and a storyline centered around spatial distortions appearing across Lumiose. These rifts open portals to new areas filled with rare Pokemon and powerful mega battles. Hoopa is at the center of it all, using its interdimensional rings to connect realities, which ties perfectly into Kalos' lore and the concept of Mega Energy itself. And it's a big step for post-launch content, and it shows that Game Freak is finally thinking about long-term support the way other major studios do. But even before the DLC drops, there's already a ton that we do not know. The official roster isn't complete yet, but what's been shown already looks stacked. Confirmed Pokemon include Abra, Hunter, Gengar, Slowbro, Onedge, Greninja, and plenty of Kalos staples like Chespin and Noivern. Each district in Lumiose is themed. Ghost types in subway tunnels, electric types in industrial zones, flying types gliding over the skyline. And then there are the rumors. Data miners and insiders suggest that we'll see Lumiose forms, regional variants adapted to the city's environment. And so that could mean electric water Totodile variants living near energy plants, or grass steel Chikoritas drawing energy from the rooftops. And it's all speculation for now, but if it's true, this might end up being one of the most diverse lineups in the series. And even with everything that we know, there's still plenty to wonder about. How much of Lumiose City will actually be explorable? Every street and rooftop, or just key zones? Will we see entirely new Pokemon species, not just variants? And will AZ stay a mentor figure, or does he have a bigger part to play in what's happening to Mega Evolution? And let's be real, Mega Evolution's return is exciting, but balance is going to matter. It's powerful by nature, and the wrong tuning could make or break competitive play. And either way, it's clear Game Freak's pushing the series in a new direction, and that brings us to the bigger picture. There's a reason that fans are calling this the most exciting Pokemon game in years. It's not just another entry, it's Pokemon reinvented. Real-time battles, a modern living city, Mega Evolution integrated seamlessly into the story. This is Game Freak blending the nostalgia of Kalos with the innovation they started in Arceus, and it still feels like a step forward that the franchise really needed. It's ambitious, it's fresh, and it looks like it's finally catching up to what players have been asking for. And so that is everything that we know so far about Pokémon Legends ZA. The release date, story, gameplay, starters, and of course, the long-awaited return of Mega Evolution. It's easily one of the most promising Pokemon projects in years. And if Game Freak delivers, it could set the tone for what this series becomes next. Personally, I love the focus on one city. It's tighter, more detailed, and gives the world room to breathe. Combine that with real-time combat and the return of Megas, and this could be the boldest step that Pokemon has taken in decades. And so mark your calendars for October 16th, because Lumiose City is opening its gates once again.